Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Theriot, and today I have an exciting new video for you guys. Today, we're going to go over how we did $4 million in 5 months. So before we get started, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That being said, let's dive into the video. So $4 million in revenue in 5 months. I'm show you guys exactly what we did to achieve this number right here. Full transparency, this is a lead generation account. And I'm going to explain a little bit more of why, as an e-commerce marketer, you should listen to this in that sense right there. Because I know you're probably wondering, like, well, what the heck, Nick? Lead gen, and I'm an e-commerce dude, like, what's going on here? So we'll jump into that. But just a quick little breakdown, the brief and things like that. We did lead gen. It's a medical membership of what we're selling. Can't really go into specifics of the product and stuff like that, just due to client in like NDA and all that. So there's only certain level of things that can kind of like expose in that sense right there. So we acquired 1,839 customers, with a $2,200 LTV of each one. So this $4 million revenue is coming in over like a year, 2-3 years, because it's based off LTV. This company has been around for 20 years now, so their LTV is solid in terms of they've been around long enough to where they know their exact LTV. It's not a business that's just been up for a year and then boom. You know, this business has been around for a long time, over 20 years, and over 20 years, they know that when they acquire a customer, they're gonna make $2,200 off that customer. Membership starts off at, you know, under $100 a month. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can basically say in that sense right there. We spent $834,000 last 5 months on this brand. We generated 23,728 leads with an average cost per acquisition of $453. And that CPA is the overall CPA of the customer acquired. That's not the lead CPA or, you know, cost per lead CPL in that sense right there. The goal was $500 or below. Client basically came to me and said, hey, we want our CPA $500 or below, and you can scale as hard as you can as long as you're under $500. And the revenue we generated for them, $4,045,800. And again, that's going to be over about a few years, and that's sense right there. So you're not going to make that up front, but that's the projected revenue essentially we're made right there. So that's how much they're going to make over each particular client due to that LTV right there. Now let's just take a look at the ad account. This is pretty much from November 1st through April 1st, all the campaigns that we ran. And it's actually a little less. It's actually $772,000 we spent. So it's actually less than $800,000 we spent right there. So, but yeah, so that's all the campaigns we run. You can see right there, cost per lead, some of our newer stuff and everything looking good. What did we do? What exactly did we do? How did we generate them such good results? So first things first, when we got in the account, we did audience research. We needed to clearly be able to understand the audience we're targeting. And this is where, as a e-commerce person, you want to pay attention now. So I've been in e-commerce now since 2019. I've generated over $15 million in online revenue. And where I've learned is that I've become just a great marketer in general. So this account, when we took this client on, was more of just a proof to us that regardless of what industry you're in, we can generate results as long as we focus on the marketing fundamentals. Okay, so my objective right now, my personal journey, is to become the best marketer I can, and that's going to have a direct correlation with the performance we're going to get for our clients in that sense right there. So we start off with audience research. We looked into 2 areas. We wanted to look at assets they own. So recordings of sales calls, demonstrational videos, and a lot of like just kind of demonstrational videos that they use for like the sales calls and stuff like that. And then emails. So like they do email blasts, things like that. So we want to just review the assets they own so we have a clear understanding of what's working, of how they're marketing this product, and essentially. Then we also looked at call recordings to figure out the questions and the answers, the questions from the consumers that are about to purchase this particular medical membership. And they essentially, what we did was right there is that we pulled some of those questions and we turned into ads, things like that. So we just got a really good understanding of what's preventing people from purchasing right there, so we can address them in the ads as objections. Now, outside research we did, we went on YouTube and looked up more content around this specific pain point to get a better understanding of the pain point. We did some Google searches around this pain point. So we searched up the pain, we searched up different things like that. And then we also searched up, just looked at comments on ads. We would look at the comments on the ads, find the questions, the objections, the reviews, why people purchase, things like that. That also further just went ahead and essentially, built up our stack. And we basically just created one Google sheet, just filled up full of information on that perspective right there. And that's where we're going to go into our building our persona. So to build our persona of the person who's the main, obviously this particular product has a few different personas, but we want to focus on the main one. So what we did is we mapped out the before and after state of the customer. Okay. So what is their current state right now? Okay. What are they currently feeling? What are they currently experiencing? What's the problems, challenges, roadblocks, all that good stuff, okay? Then what is their desired state? What is their goals? What's their vision? What's their desires? All that fun stuff right there, okay? So what's their desired state? What's their current state right now? What's their desired state? So now we have two complete, a before and after our product. Now, how does our product help them get through to their desired state? That's where we also look at what's the specific things that our product does to get them to that desired state. What does our product do to remove the current problems, challenges, and roadblocks in their life right now to get them to their vision, their desires, and all that fun stuff right there? So this allows us to really dig deep and map all of this out around this persona. Now, other things to look at, like other things we note on and stuff like that, is common questions on ads. So we had a lot of questions on ads about this product, and some of them that kept being repetitive. So we take these questions and essentially turn them into ads to handle that objection. We also want to try to figure out assumptions the customer has. This is some very high level stuff right here. Figure out the assumptions and the beliefs that people have in their head about your product or your industry, and basically go ahead and acknowledge those in the ad, whether they're good or bad in that sense right there. Now, another very high level tactic is objections. So we're looking for the objections that people have. Again, you can see this in ads, you can see this on sales calls, things like that. We can look at those objections, and again, we can further handle them, create creatives around those objections. And then lastly, it's just identifying what's the motivational factor to purchase your product. Okay, so when you find that core motivation, whether it's, people purchase this pair of jeans because they want to look good for girls. Our biggest desire in our customers that they want to look good, look better, feel more confident. Okay. This particular product was a fear. The particular consumer had a big fear around what this product solves. And that was the fear, was the motivation for this product right here. So we really dig deep into that. Okay. Now, then what we start doing is we start to build out these assets. Okay. So we start building new creative and new copy assets. Okay. The strategist kind of briefs the team on what needs to be created. I'm basically the strategist and my team right here. I'm basically the one that kind of steers the ship into, what we need to create essentially right there. So then our copy department works on the copy. And our creative department works on the creative. And that's sense right there. So we start building out a fresh new batch of copy and a fresh new batch of creatives. And that's sense right there. So this right here is 2-3 weeks, 2 weeks of all of this right here. This takes a lot of time. It's a lot of attention to detail, and it's building out the right things that's going to, generate sales essentially. Now, diving into the ad account side, the side that you're probably watching this video for. So our initial analysis, they had no main scaling campaign, and they're creating and testing new audiences with same ads being ran for months. So they take, they had 5 or 6 winning ads. They'd put it in an audience. They'd run that audience for a period of time. They'd cut it, and they'd put a new audience in there with those same 5-6 ads, run it for a period of time, cut it. Okay. So that was it. And there was no dedicated creative testing campaign. So they were not testing the creatives, new copy, and all that on a weekly basis. And at the time, they were probably spending roughly $2,000 to $3,000 per day. Basically, what they spent in 10 months, we spent in the first 5 months of us working together with them. So we spent double than what they've spent, and that's essentially right there. Ad account revamp. So this is everything we did. So we basically came there and we created one campaign, a single CBO campaign with one broad ad set in it. And we took all those winning ads that they had and just tossed it in there. And we set the budget at maybe $1,000 a day right off the bat. Boom. No $100 a day and scale up to 1,000, just boom, 1,000 flat, go. And that actually performed really well. We see some really amazing performance. But then we start pulling budget from those old campaigns to eventually where we just turn them off and putting it all that CBO and kept pushing more and more spin to it. Okay. Then what we did is we started testing, we created a creative testing campaign, and then we start testing creative on a weekly basis with new assets. So all those new assets we start to develop, we start testing those, and we start finding new winners. We spent $772,000 in the last 5 months, and we have like 5 solid winning ads that we can put 50, 60 grand a week into right there. So when you test new ads on a weekly basis, you're probably gonna only find 1 or 2 new winners a month, but those 1 or 2 new winners are winners that you can spend a bunch of money. Like I want to be able to put $100,000 behind an ad profitably. So that's what I'm looking for right there. Now, problems we ran into as we're going through, because it obviously like this just makes it look so simple, but there was a lot of roadblocks as we were working on this over the last 5 months. So as we scaled, CPL started to rise. This is your cost per result. This is your ROAS. Like all of you guys experience this. Like we experienced this. It's just a common thing. What did we do? We didn't freak out. Maybe we pulled back budget a little bit, but 20% at most, and let it coast if it was seeing good performance. And then we implemented our solution, which is test more creatives. So CPL starts to rise, boom, step back, test a bunch of new ads, found some new winners, dropped it in, and allowed us to scale further. That's it. That's how we kept scaling, and we're spending $11,000 a day right now in ad spend. Client wants to double budget within a short period of time. 20% rule wasn't going to work. Client basically came up to me and said, hey, we're spending $5,000 a day right now. I want to spend $10,000 a day. All right, how long do we have to now? All right, okay, cool. So what we did in that sense right there, what we did is we launched a new campaign at $5,000 a day. And boom, it works. We had 2 $5,000 a day campaign, and I shifted budget from one to the other. Okay. And it worked. Now, let's say, for example, it didn't work. What would I have done? I would have tested. I would have keep testing new creative every single day until I found new winners that I can spend $10,000 a day on. That's it. Very simple. The last one is angles would stop working. So we'd run an angle, like we'd test some new creatives, we'll find a new winning angle, we'd run it for like 2-3 weeks, and then the angle would just stop working. Like all new creatives that we apply to that ad copy and stuff like that would just stop working. So we tested new angles around the product, and those new angles and new ways or creative angles would essentially help find new winning angles and help us scale further. So our best performing winning angle right now is I think roughly like a $25 cost per lead, and we spent $65,000 over the last 7 days, and 36,000 of it was on that one particular one with the $25 CPL, and the overall CPL is $34-$35. That's our CPL goal. So we're actually getting a substantially better CPL in that sense right there. So yeah, lessons learned from this is double down on broad and stop audience testing. This was probably like one of the first accounts that we just kind of stopped audience testing on, and now we rolled that out to all of our other accounts, and we've seen a big lift in performance. We just focus on broad. We focus all of our attention on creatives, copy, and angles, creating 3 new high quality assets a week. So we also focus on creating new ads every single week. That's really big right there. Next one is simple ad account structure allows you to scale faster. We only spend 30 minutes a week in this ad account. That's spending $9,000 plus a day, $10,000, up to $12,000 now filming this video. So we only spend 30 minutes a week. How do we do that? Well, we're getting an ad account. We're adding in new ads. Boom. We put those testing. Okay. We're exiting that account. We pop back in that account. We look at those ads that are testing. Do they work? Yes. Okay, cool. Copy, paste into main scaling campaign, exit out. Cool. Hop in that account. Look at the main scaling campaign over the last 7 days. Any ads suffering, just not performing? Yes. 1 or 2. Boom. Turn those off. Okay, we're out. That's it. It's only adjustments we're making. And then it might be budget adjustments. And then those budget adjustments as simple as increasing budget by 20%, or hey, we need a double budget today. Okay, cool. Like let's figure out the best way to do this. There's a few different ways to do it. Here's the way we're going to go. Boom, we do it. That's it. So we're in and out of the account 30 minutes a day, or 30 minutes a week. Yeah, 30 minutes a week. We're in and out. Like I said, very quick. And yeah, and that's lessons learned. And that's basically how we did $4 million in revenue last 5 months. Client super happy. We're spending $12,000 a day right now, or it's like 11,000 some change we're spending per day right now, and we're gonna be shooting to go to around the $20,000, $30,000 a day range. Now, no, again, I know it's Legion, but there's no difference in how we approach this as we approach an e-commerce account. Okay, once you develop the marketing mindset, you approach them all at the same. Okay, everything we do as for this account, we do the same for a purchase conversions account. So we optimize for leads in this account, purchase conversions account for like e-commerce. We're doing the same exact thing. So there's nothing unique here. Like, it's the only reason why I'm making a case study on this is because we've essentially started to master our process in terms of that we can apply it to any specific industry. And that's it right there. So yeah, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you're a business owner and you're making at least $50,000 per month in revenue, preferably a Shopify business owner, unless you have a really cool offer for lead gen or a course or consultant, stuff like that, click the link below to book a call with me and my team. We'll put a strategy together for you. You can take that strategy and run with it, or you have the option to work with us if you choose. And if you're making less than $50,000 per month, I will be releasing a course and it'll be around just acquiring more customers and how to be a beast at creative copy and like audience research and that side right there to create some ads that acquire a lot of new customers. So I will be creating something around that. We'll have another video on more details on that right there. But in the meantime, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. These videos are designed to make you more money. So I wish you guys the best. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nick Theriot. Peace out.